What's up, YouTube? It's Inder. Latest and greatest for today is not great news. El Chico EV, one of the primary leakers for Pokemon Unite, has just informed us that Zoroark 1 week gem only release, instead of it being the standard 500 to 600 gems, which I've already talked about is absolutely absurd, is going to be 1381, basically 1400 gems for the first week, as you are forced to buy the skin with this. This is completely unacceptable if this news works out to be true, which so far we have no reason not to believe it to be true. Why is this so bad? Well, let's go back to why gem only Pokemon is just not a great idea. It kills the hype around it. The first week, unless the Pokemon is insanely broken, people are going to get the chance to see the Pokemon get played, make a decision whether they want to spend their coins on it or not. We saw this happen with Dojo. Week one, it seemed kind of shaky. We weren't really sure on it. People were excited for it, but the coin users looked at it. They're like, either this Pokemon is too complicated for me, I'm just really not into it, maybe it's not good enough. And obviously turned out to be a really good Pokemon, but people just weren't enthused about it. Also, it just makes the game unnecessarily have a pay to win kind of advantage. Maybe pay to win isn't the best word to use. I'm not trying to get the semantics army after me, but maybe it's pay to access early, or pay to have a slight advantage. Because if let's say magically Mew were to disappear tomorrow and come back as a 1300 1400 gem only Pokemon, which by the way is $20 US, and I'm going to get into how absurd that is in a little bit as well. But imagine Mew were to disappear. Let's say Mime. Let's go a step further. Let's say we never had Mime. Mime comes out, and Zoroark is Mime tomorrow. We saw for the week that Mime was broken, which is, it's still broken, that a team that had Mime versus a team that didn't, in the top 10,000 games, had roughly a 75 to 80% chance to win. If you can swing your advantage that much by paying $20, it's going to be absolutely absurd. In fact, I'm talking in US dollars, $20, it's crazy. In other regions, $20 US goes a long way. I mean, this is not going to be a channel discussing economy, world economy, or anything like that, but there's a reason why globally games suffer when they're pay to win, or they have pay to win aspects, is because a lot of these games, at least from a player base perspective, are driven by people from, I don't want to say third world countries, but even just countries that aren't a part of the West, where money goes a long way. Money's just considered different. You don't believe me? Go into game, you can see to buy 1220 plus 130 gems, which if you haven't done your first round purchase, works out to be $20. So which is what you'd be able to do to afford Zoroark. Now in Thailand, you can travel. These are a list of 20 countries that you can travel to on $20 a day. In Thailand, easily you can travel. You can get $20 a day. You can live like a king. You can travel Spain, Indonesia, Peru, Cambodia, beautiful countries. Even, my family's country, India, I know for a fact, you could live like a king on $20 a day in some parts of the country. For $10 in France, you can get a combo. So you can get 2 combos of a meal at McDonald's. You can get 2 bottles of mid-range wine in Brazil for $20. For the cost of Zoroark, you can get 2 hours worth of a Thai foot massage in Thailand. It's just, the amount of money that it costs is too high. And the reason I'm talking about it is because, maybe the platform that we've been able to develop as a community here, guys, whether, you've been watching my videos for, a long time, being a year or so, however long I've been on YouTube, you've been following my journey on Twitch, or you're a first-time watcher, what you guys need to realize is I've never been insanely critical about the game. The game has had flaws, and I've acknowledged those flaws. I've never chosen to ignore them, and I hope people can give me the benefit of the doubt on that. But at the same time, I have been very, very optimistic about the game's future, and truthfully, whether it's blind optimism, whether it's, you know, bias because I am a content creator in this game and I have aspirations to be the best, and to compete at the highest level and to make the best content in Pokemon Unite. I might be biased. This is not a good sign. So if I can leverage the platform and the community that we've created together, I want to voice for a change. I've never felt this strongly that we needed to voice for a change. You know, I have problems with the game. I need solo queue ladder. I want to make solo queue more satisfying. I want a slight emblem rework. I feel like the system is a little bit just unfun to participate in. You know, I play the game literally every single day without fail. I've spent some money on energy tanks. I still don't have a Starmie, by the way. Side note. So yeah, maybe an emblem change we need. I need them to remove pings, or at least the ability for me to be able to mute pings. I need to remove surrender. There's a lot of things I'm very passionate about in the game, but something like this, waking up to see this, is scary to me. The fact that they think it's acceptable to charge $20, 20 US dollars for one playable character, I don't care. And I want to dismiss any of the counter arguments that might come up. You know, I know one of the things might be, oh, but you get it with the skin. I don't care. If the only option is to buy Zoroark with gems, there's no coin accessibility, there's no ability to buy the Pokemon without its hollowware, then effectively it costs $20. You know, the price that they set is an artificial price that they're able to set, right? They, you know, these aren't goods and services that have an intrinsic cost related to each one. Yes, they have to pay their artists and whatnot, but ultimately at the end of the day, once they recuperate their costs on something, after that, it's a software, it's a digital product, and it just means pure profits for them. And I'm 100% on board for them to make as much money as they need to stay alive, but don't make it at the cost of people's gameplay. Especially, like, you know, it's going to be horrible for NA players, right? $20 is still a lot of money, especially in this economy right now. But for other regions in the world, like, this is too much. I can't imagine my friends, and you know, I'm not singling out any countries for any particular reason, but I'm just thinking about my friends that are from India, that are from Brazil, from anywhere in Southeast Asia, like the Philippines. Like, there's so many players, so many of you guys watching this video in these countries, and it shouldn't be a limiting factor whether or not you get to access a particular Pokemon. Maybe gems are a little bit cheaper in other nations, and maybe it might not work out to the same exact cost, but I know from experience, from people telling me that you know, people from certain countries just aren't able to access some of the cosmetic content that we've had. And you know, up until now, things have been okay. Obviously we've had the gem locked releases for a while now, and they've been at, I don't want to say a reasonable price, because not even a single gem would be a reasonable price. People shouldn't have to charge their credit cards to be able to access playable content. But if they were to, it should be adjacent to people being able to spend their coins on it and have access to play it for free. You know, if anyone is able to see this, you know, if anyone at the game studio, at Timmy, at Tencent, Pokemon Company, whoever is in charge of making some of these decisions, if this message were to ever get to them, I would say that the entire community of content creators, your entire community is at your doorstep waiting to give you feedback. I promise you guys that we can come up with better strategies of monetization that aren't spending $20 to access a Pokemon for the first week. I promise you I can figure out ways for you to make money that's better than this. And I know it makes me sound incredibly entitled or incredibly like a know-it-all or whatever, that sure, how could this, you know, random 27-year-old kid from Canada and maybe his, you know, group of peers that are, you know, in their 20s, or these millennial kids, how could they be smarter than, you know, a multi-billion-dollar organization? I promise you we are. Like, this just isn't it. This isn't the best way to make money off of your player base. There's so many better ways to do this. I can tell, you know that news isn't good when the like to quote tweet ratio is like this, when you have half quote tweets to half likes. I haven't looked at this. I can imagine no one's going to be happy. They need to release a half. I don't care how big the patch notes is. I'm sorry, it's worth it for me. Hey, I mean, look, I might end up buying it just to make content to be able to show you guys so you can make a better decision on your own. But I promise you, I'm not going to be happy about it. And I'm contemplating whether I'll get it myself or not. Yeah, we need the game improved, not farming content creators. This is it though, right? Like, aren't content creators really the ones buying this, or like the whales? And I know mobile games survive off of their whales, but do it in better ways, man. Give us more unique gameplay modes. Give us better skins. Give us more skins. You know, charge us for charge us for emblem pages on gems. I don't even care at this point, right? Don't make it so that people can't access a character, which I'm calling it right now. I feel like this character is going to be broken. Okay, speedsters inherently feel very what's polarizing. They either suck or they're amazing, and that concept is beyond Unite. You know, if you've played characters or games like Overwatch, you know, you've seen characters like Genji or Tracer, or even Heroes of the Storm have such polarizing power levels in their game, whether they're absolutely broken or they're whatever, and maybe eventually they find a medium where they're able to be balanced, but no team can ever get this. No game team can ever get this right. I agree with Zoinks for now. Anyways, I'm rambling now. I'm clearly upset and not happy about the change. This is where I'd normally ask you to put your comments, put your thoughts in the comments below. But truthfully, I'm not even interested in hearing the opinion of people who agree with this. But if you do, I'll hear you out. Give me a good argument. I'm not going to delete any comments. I want to hear what you think. If there are people that think this is a good change, let me know. If you're not happy about this change, if you're from another country that I mentioned, let me know what your experience is like with the monetization in this game. Like and subscribe, and have a good one, y'all.